Okay, welcome to my code. Or, I mean, welcome to my project and my code. So it still goes. I didn't mess anything up. But basically, I want to take you through my project, which I am pretty fond of and really proud of, especially because I had help with, a friend. And so I just kind of want to take you through a couple of steps. I'll show you my code first, and then I'll show you how it works, and then I'll like say a little bit after it and tell you what problems I had, with it. So first off, we're going to start off with our character header. So this was I would say, the primary subject that we had, or I'd say the primary header that we had to use throughout this code. First off, you can see that we did it once. We had to define the header. Of course, we had to implement a lot of these streams, and then of course using std. Within the character class, we had a bunch of default constructors and overloaded constructors, a lot of setters, including name, speed, health, attack, the technique or the energy, and level progression. The name, the getters of name, the speed, the health, the attack, cursed technique, and cursed energy, and of course level progression. And then on top of that, the setting to heal and the setting to take a turn, the setting to block and a setting to break, or if like you want to break, and a settings for it's your turn to heal, to block, to say that you are alive, to take damage or to deal damage, more precisely to meditate and to level up and to collect fingers. My protected are health, speed, attack, cursed energy, level, finger, name, cursed technique, turn, block, heal, and rest. I put them protected mostly to use them throughout all the other headers, so that way, none of them actually get lost in them. So the character CPP would look something like this. Of course, our default constructor is all just you know, normal variables. These are all just variables that, you know, they're throwaways. And then we go into our setters, which would be, name, speed, all these setters that we normally use, like health, attack, curse technique, curse energy, and level up. Then we have our getter that return all the stuff that we need, like name, speed, health, attack, and of course, the usual. Of course, we have to set our healing to true and or false. We have to also take turns, true or false, and then we also have to block, which is going to be which they're going to be Booleanians, and then take a break or as in rest. And then this is how we decide if you heal, it's your turn is also to return turn, which means it's like either false or true or false. To heal would mean that, you know, if you wanted to heal in the game, this was how you do it. You would take off 10 energy, 10 cursed energy, and add 50 to your health. With the block, it basically blocks some damage, pretty self-standard damage. You'll see it a little bit on in the game. I am alive determines if you are alive. Meditating determines how much cursed energy that you get, but honestly, you don't really use this in the game because it's just something that, you have a limited amount of cursed energy in the anime. So of course, if we want to stick true to the anime, we have to just not meditate. Taking damage, you use your pointers for others. So if you are alive and the other one's alive, and of course you have a blocked attack, which means you divide the your getter attack by two. And so if it's not blocked, you get the original attack damage. And if it's the other one, or if the other one is blocking, then you would get blocked attack. Leveling up, you would level up throughout the stages, and if you get to 20, you're crowned the King of Curses. And of course, finger collection is to collect all the fingers that you have. Then we'll move on to character curses header, which is where I set up all of my classes, or I'd say my special jutsu sorcerers. Like, first off, your cursed user is, of course, this is a broader sense, a Jujutsu sorcerer. Cursed spirit is, of course, a spirit that has been cursed. So I would say more likely Jogo, Mahito, I would say Mojito, Hanami, Dagon, all these characters are these cursed spirits, and then heavenly restriction, which of course are the only two, or the only three is Mekamaru and Maki and Toji. I didn't add Mekamaru onto this because I think to have every cursed energy as your healing source would be pretty bad. And Mekamaru, even though he's a strong character in the anime, he's not really that good. Cursed user has the default constructor is 150 health, speed is 2, 75 for attack, and 75 for cursed energy. Your health for a cursed spirit is 120, so it's a lot less. Your speed is also 2, but your attack is 50, and your cursed energy is 100. So you would definitely have a lot of healing instead of a lot of attack. And then your heavenly restriction, you would have a 200 health, you would have a speed of 3, attack of 100, but no cursed energy, because if you stay true to the anime, of course, you will have no cursed energy like Toji and Maki. Now, for my enemies, we only have 3 enemies. One, of course, for 3 different types of enemies. For these 3 types of enemies, you have a finger bearer, which is 120 health, speed is at 1, so basically he always gonna go last. Attack is 75, cursed energy is 75, and finger is 1, and level is 1. For Kinjaku, which is your second enemy, is 175 health, his speed is 2, and his attack equals to 75, and his cursed energy is 100. His finger equals to 3, so he has 3 fingers, and his level is 13. And then, of course, the King of Curses, Sukuna, your health is 200, your speed is 3, your attack is 100, and your cursed energy is equal to 100. Your finger is 5, and your level is 15. For my game header, not my enemy header, for my game header, we have all these functions. Like for example, we have a deconstructor all the way at the bottom. We have a start and a load file. No, we have a start file, and then we have a load and a save file in order to load and save the file. We have, if you choose choose which fight you're going to do, you have to choose your fighter. You have the fight, so that way you can actually fight, compare speed, a game card, so basically your menu, your curse stats if you really want to check out your stats, your fighting, how you first started to fight, you're reborn again once you finish with the whole game, your attack choice, enemy choice, which means the enemies, the AI choice, the heal choice, and the block choice, which means like which of the 3 are you going to choose, and of course reset HP. And of course, your private variables are your character pointers to null print, character enemy null print, string file name, base name, random num as in random number, and then integer rest HP. They don't want me using the same name, and then string classification. So to look at the CPP, we start off with our deconstructor, which is player and enemy equaling to num print. We have our load file, which basically reads in a string, which is the name of the file. You have to open that file, or I'd say it has to be opened. And if it's not open, of course, the file is not found. You get line by classification. So if your classification is equal to cursed user, your player equal new cursed user. If your classification is equal to cursed spirit, you get a new cursed spirit. And then, of course, if your classification is heavenly restriction, you get a new one. And then, of course, if any of that was not found, it would tell you data, your name was not found. String name, you would get your name, and then you would get the player's name. And of course, you will have all these implemented into the game. As soon as it opens the file, it will read out your speed, your health, your attack, your cursed energy, and your cursed technique. And then you would close the file. And then, of course, it will tell you that the data was successfully loaded. And then it'll say, welcome back, player name. And it'll give you the menu again. To save a file, of course, you have to enter the name in a TXT format, so that way you yourself can save it. Implement, of course, having that file name, and then you would have to F out. And if it didn't open, error opening the file, it'll tell you. But even if it did open, the classification will be put in. Your name, speed, health, attack, curse energy, and curse technique will all be put in, and then it'll close and tell you that it's saved, and it'll give you the menu again. So that way, if you want to continue, or if you want to just end the game. To game the start, you would have 3 options, or 2 options in this case, which is to load game or to new game. And then you, of course, you would have string. You would have a switch and case operation or function, which one you would have to enter save data in a TXT format, and of course to load that file back in. Two, you would have to choose a fighter, and then anything else is an invalid option. To choose a fighter is to basically put in your option. You would name your curse, so of course you would, want to put the name out first, and then you would get a new character. Then you would have to choose which one you would like to choose. For example, throughout Cursed User or Cursed Spirit or Heavenly Restriction. In the first case, if you do choose Cursed User, you would get a new Cursed User, get the classification of Cursed User, and then you would set the name. If you have the name Gojo, you would get all of these special buffs, especially your Curse Technique putting to Limitless. If you put Geto, you would have all these special buffs and put Spirit Manipulation as your technique, and then it'll show you the menu. For case two, you would get Cursed Spirit and of course your name. But if you get Sukuna as your getter, as your get name, you will get all of these buffs and your curse technique would be Cleave and Dismantle. For the case three, you would have Heavenly Restriction as your classification. And if your name is either Toji or Maki, your curse technique would be the one who left it all behind. And of course, with all these special buffs, and it'll show you the menu. And if you did choose nothing, you would have to choose the fighter again. To choose a fight, you would get these brand new enemies. Great. And then let us freely curse each other to the death. And then you would choose to fight. And then the fight option is that if you compare speeds, and you have the option to attack, heal, block, or use the Joestar special technique. And I'll get to that in a little bit. The first option to attack choice, the second option is heal choice, and third is to block choice. The fourth option is that I see you chose to die alone, not a cursed wielder, I suppose, is the runaway technique. That is the fourth option. And of course, if you choose anything, you will have to choose one. You will have to go back and choose another, take another option. Else if the enemy goes first, or yeah, if the enemy just goes first, if your speed is just not higher than the other one. And then we have our menu, which I call the game card. You would have to please select an option, save game, battle, check status, exit game, select, and then you have to save file, commence fighting, curse stats, check your stats, and see you in the upcoming of the JJK if you exit, and then you have to choose a valid option. Commence fighting, you would have to choose, you have to reset health if you're down, but your level progression is determined, and then you get to fight these enemies. And then, of course, if you defeated it all of them, then you get to choose to be this. To be reborn again, to basically just go and be reborn, basically start anew. And then the curse stats would be health, would be displayed are your health, attack, cursed energy, and your cursed technique. Enemy choice is basically the AI and what it'll do, if it'll heal or block if it's at low health, or it'll block or do damage. It'll block or do damage, or it'll run away because it got too scared. And then if you die, you were strong, so stand proud. And the same here if you block or if you fight. For attack choice, these are your attacks. If you get attacked, if you defeated them, you'll gain a finger. It'll tell you, and then of course your level progression goes up. Your heal choice, you will heal. If you have no cursed energy, you won't heal. And if you do have cursed energy, you will have used reverse curse technique. Your block is going to be used to block, and then of course you would restart your HP. And so let's uh let's see how it works, guys. It's just going to take some time to load. So new game. We will name ourselves Gojo from the Gojo clan, and we are a cursed user. Oh wait, we can check our stats. Wow, our stats are health as 200, attack 100, cursed energy is 100, and we have the curse technique of limitless. So let's go to battle. Oh, we're about to fight a finger bearer. Let's attack. Oh, now we have 100. Oh, look, we defeated it. Boom. Check our stats again. Our health has changed. Let's battle again. Oh, it ran away. It got scared because, of course, it'll run. Either way, we can save game and let's call it uh, owl.txt and then we'll exit out. Oh, it'll see us in the upcoming chapter of JJK. We will load in our save file. Oh, look, it successfully loaded. Let's see our stats. Boom, we have our stats there. And then we'll exit out the game just as a nod. Either way, this is how it would work. Thank you for looking at my project. I hope that you guys enjoyed.